Hey guys, so today I'm actually going to show you in our family's refrigerator, kind of just give you a behind the scenes look, I guess you'd say, of how our family eats, how I prepare that food, and honestly the prepping is the most important part, which you're going to see, because then during the week when life gets crazy, just kind of grab and go. So this is our refrigerator and I'm just going to kind of start from the top and work our way down. First of all, egg whites. I just use whatever brand, to be fair, is on sale. I have these for breakfast and mix them with some type of vegetable. I'm really the only one in our family that eats the egg whites. I do eat regular eggs as well, but the difference between egg whites and eggs is the fat that you're getting from the yolk when you have a whole egg, and I actually prefer to eat my fats in other ways, like with avocados. So I have a whole giant bag here of avocados. So again, I might do the egg whites with avocado instead of eating the whole egg. And you can see sometimes I just throw the leftovers in a bag, which I can eat, or I'll save it for Kellen to make some baby food for him. So that's the first thing. Next, carrots. Huge bag from Costco. If you shop at Costco, you guys know everything there is so big. We have cheese, spinach, and bacon. So this is mostly my husband's stuff, except for the spinach, we all kind of eat from that. Bacon, I love bacon and totally for it. It's just, if I'm being honest with you, I'm not one of those people that can have 1 or 2 pieces of bacon. I'd rather have 10. And then it kind of defeats the purpose of bacon being good for you if I ate 10 slices instead of 1 or 2. So anyway, bacon not off the list for any of us in the family, except for I just don't know how to limit my portion sizes. Moving on, tons and tons of Greek yogurt, different flavors. Now let me say, first of all, that if you get the plain Greek yogurt, it's gonna be much better for you, has less sugar in it. However, this is for Kellen, and Kellen's the 9-month-old, and he doesn't quite love the plain yogurt, and I can't say I blame him, so we kind of pick in between with the flavored yogurt. Also, I don't know if you can see, but there's tons of them there. I also buy those at Costco. If I get them at the grocery store or at Target, they're $1 a piece, which seems like a pretty good deal. What's $1? But if I get them at Costco, they're $20 for about $13. So obviously a lot cheaper if I get them at Costco. So that's why there's tons of them. Next to that, this is all still stuff for Kellen. When I do food prep, anything left over, I just put in little containers, Tupperwares for Kellen. You can see I labeled them. This is some turkey, this is some beef, this is leftover already made baby food. So the reason I do that, instead of wasting it, I just kind of throw it here. And then when I go to make the baby food, super simple, I can throw that in for Kellen's protein. I also have leftover sweet potatoes, same concept. Kellen eats sweet potatoes. I can mix them up real easily with the protein, and he has a meal. Next, I'll turn this way for you. Sorry, we have tons and tons and tons of eggs. Like I said, everyone in the family eats eggs. We go through, oh goodness, up to 2-3 dozen a day based on my husband's diet mostly, but Braxton eats 2 to 3 scrambled eggs at a sitting. Kellen eats at least 1 scrambled egg at a sitting, and then you can do the math, but Brian eats a lot of scrambled eggs. Down here, more prepped food. So this here is actually prepped food for myself. This is lean beef. And I typically do 90-10 for myself, but really it can fluctuate. Sometimes it depends what's on sale or what I have on hand. So that's just the beef. I apologize, my refrigerator keeps beeping. That, like I said, that's the beef, but I can do bison, I do turkey, really whatever floats my boat for the week, but right now I'm doing lean beef. Then these are Braxton's lunches. He has turkey and green beans, some homemade banana muffins that we made together. What I like to do, just like for myself, I do with Braxton, is prep the food ahead of time, because then each morning I just grab it, throw it in his lunchbox, and I'm done. I don't have to pull everything out, cut it up, whatever, make a mess, clean dishes. I do it one time, typically Sunday night, prepare them for the week, and then I'm done. I can, again, just grab and go. More prepped beef for myself in different containers. As you're seeing, we are not fancy with our Tupperware. It's really just whatever we have left over, whatever we'll squeeze into the refrigerator. Next, I have zucchini. This is obviously just a regular zucchini. I haven't prepped this yet. And I'll move that to the side. This is prepped zucchini. I like to make zucchini noodles, and I'm pulling this out to show you. This is how I store them, with a paper towel. So what happens is the paper towel just soaks up the moisture and it keeps them fresh for multiple days. I mean, honestly, a week I can go and they still taste great. So zucchini is pretty soft vegetable. You can really use any spiralizer. If you want to spiralize something like sweet potatoes before you've cooked them, you're gonna need a little bit heavy, more of a heavy duty spiralizer because they're not as soft. But zucchini noodles, I love them, and I just make them in the microwave, or cook them, I guess you would say, in the microwave. Literally a minute or two in the microwave, done, that's it. Back here you'll see there's more beef. This is actually ground ribeye, which is my husband's, some leftover rice. Brian's on the road right now, so that's why there's not tons of his food here, but we also typically make his fresh. He eats in one day what I eat in about a week, so he prefers it fresh versus I don't care about prepping it ahead of time. Lastly, on this shelf I have some fresh fruit, strawberries, blueberries. That's what I keep in the refrigerator. I also typically keep bananas, apples, stuff like that out on the countertop. Just easy stuff to grab and go. Everyone always says at the end of the day, I'm tired, I'm gonna get some fast food. If you have stuff to just grab, it's actually even faster just grabbing it from your refrigerator than it is to have to wait in line. Less expensive than paying to go get fast food, anything like that. So if you just take the time, prep it, you're good to go. Down here, like I was saying, my husband typically eats ground ribeye. It's a lot fattier, and the only reason he does that is because we have different goals. He weighs more than 3 times what I weigh, and his goal is to be the strongest possible. So our goals are a little bit different. However, when you get down to the basics of it, we're still both eating non-processed foods, cooking it, having it as fresh as possible, and then our kids typically eat the same or similar stuff as well. This drawer, more fresh fruit. I cannot get enough of these little cuties. Braxton loves these in his lunch. We practice him opening them and peeling them on his own. And then lots of lettuce, because I love lettuce and huge salads. So I will eat an entire bag of this in one sitting. It's lettuce, guys. I think the whole thing is, I don't know, 10, 20 calories. You can't eat too much lettuce. You can't eat too much spinach, vegetables in general. Just eat them. Eat them at every meal. And on the door, I have a couple condiments. Chicken stock. Everyone in the family eats this. Super easy to throw in Kellen's food to kind of get the liquid part for the purees. Mustard, yellow mustard, can't go wrong with that. And we have some sugar-free barbecue sauce. They actually have this in different flavors, or a couple different flavors, but I love this stuff. Braxton does too. Just to point out, no ketchup, no regular barbecue sauce. We always laugh when we have company over. If we have a cookout, we have to go buy things like ketchup because we just don't have them. We don't eat them on a regular basis. Another thing I love is salsa. What I will say is make sure you check the nutrition facts and that there's no added sugar in your salsa, but actually use this as salad dressing. Sounds crazy, but salad dressing can ruin what you think is a healthy salad. So just make sure you are aware of what you're putting on all that lettuce, because the calories can add up fast. Unsweetened applesauce. We use this for baking. We use this in Braxton's oatmeal to cool it down and also make it a little bit sweeter. Really we use the applesauce, he'll eat it plain as well. So we always have unsweetened applesauce on hand. Lastly, just some milk options. This is unsweetened almond milk, which sometimes I will use just a splash in my coffee, or I'll drink the coffee black, but that's what that's here for. Also, I can use it for Kellen's purees. And lastly, whole milk. This is for Braxton's brain development. He's 2. He has this still just to make sure he's getting enough fat. So that is really the refrigerator. You can see it's mad at me. It's turned its lights off. We're gonna close that, let it cool back down, and I will show you real quick also what's in our freezer to give you really an idea of what we're eating, because everything we're eating is coming right from here. So in the freezer, I have tons of steamable bags of various kinds of veggies. Steamable because I can throw it in the microwave. It takes 3, 4, 6 minutes, whatever, depending on the veggies. This is mixed, Brussels sprouts, carrots, really tons of them. Braxton always gets vegetables in his lunch, and then I try to also do breakfast or dinner, and then Kellen vegetables in his diet as well, plus mine. My husband, not so much because he's too busy filling up on the protein. More vegetables. We have veggie spirals, which are zucchini. These are awesome. I love them. I do hear people complain that they're a little bit mushy, but again, I can throw them in the microwave. I typically mix them with the fresh ones to give what I think is a nice texture. Another vegetable I like is bell peppers. I mix these with the egg whites, and it's quite possibly my favorite meal of the day. So lots of veggies. I will mention real quick, we have Pedialyte freezer pops. Braxton loves these. He thinks he's getting a treat. If he's sick, I'll say, oh, do you want a pop if he has a sore throat? And he loves them. I also know certain 20-year-olds that will consume Pedialyte pops after a night out, but you know, whatever works for you. And then in this side is also freezer. We don't go in here quite as often. Top shelf is tons of frozen breast milk. Like I said, I'm still feeding Kellen. And then here is just frozen meats. I do get stuff from Icon Meals. You can see Icon Meals, this is chicken. Let's see, I have some salmon in here. So I typically try to prep our own food, as you saw. But to be fair, sometimes life happens, and instead of going through that drive-through or calling, getting takeout pizza, I have this on hand. So I can pop it in the microwave, and then I have a protein, I'm good to go. They also do veggies, carbs, whatever you want. More of that down here. As you can see, I can't even barely pull it out, there's so much in there. Lastly, I have a frozen banana, and that's about it, guys. That is what our fridge looks like. And then as far as other foods that I may throw in with that, really, I think I even mentioned them. We have sweet potatoes, rice, fresh fruit like bananas, apples, and then almond butter. And that is pretty much our family's diet, all 4 of us, from my husband, who's trying to be the strongest he possibly can, to me, just trying to balance it all, down to our kids. Braxton's 2, Kellen's 9 months. This is what we eat. All of us eat this in some variation, but what I'm gonna say is prep is key. Take an hour, 2 hours on the weekend, or maybe do it twice a week, Sunday and Wednesday. Prepare your family's meals as fresh as possible, and it's going to just set you guys up for success.